I mean, I guess the three things that I consider is like the name, which if you're having a really hard time naming something, I think that's a smell, or that's a point to slow down and maybe think you're trying to encapsulate too much sometimes, and maybe you're actually it's two things or more, and that's why it's hard to name.
Right.
But naming, clarity and naming is something that I take very seriously, even with my own code, which there's lots of with my own code that I don't take seriously at all. but but naming with clarity is one of them. Probably because code comments is not something I take seriously, and so I need good names. But naming inputs and outputs, right? Like that's pretty much what you're going to see from the outside of a function. That's what you're going to care about is like, okay, what's coming in, what's coming out. And I agree with you that like too many parameters is a indicator of, again, poor design or trying to do too much, or sometimes just scope creep, right? Because a lot of those functions start with not very many parameters, and then you're like, I'm just going to slap another one on at the end here.
Right.
And that's fine. And it probably was. And then the next time you come back, you're like, I'm just going to slap another one on at the end here. And at a certain point, you get to 16, right? And then people have meetings about your function that you wrote,
Yeah.
and that's a problem. Then there's the cheat code, right? Which is where you pass in a hash or a map or a struct, right? And you're like, see, it takes one. It only takes one
It
input.
only takes one. Yeah, that's one of the things that when Go introduced the context